Today on the channel, we got a big beefy boy from Marvel Legends. We got the Punisher Hulkbuster Armor Edition.
And the spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another Marvel Legends unboxing and review. And today on the channel, we got the big deluxe one. We got Frank Castle. We got the Punisher Hulkbuster Armor Edition. But for all your Hulkbuster Armor Punisher needs, not really sure. I got this off of Hasbro Pulse, but it should be available everywhere else, including our friends over there at jaystoysandgames.com. Use discount code Kyle, save yourself 15% on all in-stock items. Got to get a deal out there. And of course, going to do this review like we do all the other reviews on the channel. We're going to take a look at the packaging. We're going to talk about it. We're going to unbox it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to see where it goes from there. And old Frank Castle back, but this time with the Hulkbuster armor. Seems a little crazy, but Frank Castle, the Punisher, never turned down a weapon, I don't think. Much like our friend Charles Bronson. Shout out to old Death Wish himself. Let's dive into this one. And we'll do some comparisons later on with Punisher and the Hulkbuster armor. To see what the differences are there. But man, big, heavy packaging, Marvel Legends at the top. Thunderbolts edition, as I would say, Punisher versus the Thunderbolts. Warning, not for children under 3 years. It says 4 and up. So for you 4-year-olds, can you imagine giving this to some 4-year-old kid? It's like, oh, it's like a $100 figure, $80, whatever it is. Here you go, just take this. Why wouldn't you give them something that's a little bit more child-friendly? I don't know, but 4 and up, I guess it passes all the safety stuff, so we'll see. We need to wheel a 4-year-old in here, Todd McFarlane, and prove it. Prove it to me. Let's see if this kid chokes and dies. I don't know, but Marvel Legends up here on the top. Punisher on the side. Old Frank looks like he lost an eye along the way. He'd look good in an eye patch, though. On the side, you got the full-on armor edition. And then on the back, you got the readout there, so we'll see what it says about the Punisher. When Punisher Frank Castle sets his sights on former allies serving General Thaddeus Ross, Thunderbolt's team, he equips himself with the Hulkbuster armor to take on the Red Hulk. So I'll have to grab the Red Hulk to compare him to. Could probably do that, but do I grab the Legends Red Hulk or do I grab the Marvel Select? It's just such a choice, of course. See you later, Shuffle. Goodbye. Oh my gosh, lots of plastic, lots of prison going on here. We got some effect pieces looking good. You got some additions, some add-ons. You get some effect pieces, some extra helmets, all kinds of stuff going on with this Hulkbuster armor. But I'm going to take it offline, get all this stuff out of the plastic, and we'll be back talking all things the Punisher Hulkbuster Armor Edition. All right, let's dive into the Hulkbuster Armor Punisher. Let's start off with the accessories. A lot of accessories, but not a lot of accessories at the same time. But we do got a few things. We'll start off with some effect pieces on this one. So we do get 4 standard effect pieces. We've seen these many a times. Iron Man usually, but we have 4 of these. They can fit in the rockets. They can fit on the hands. They can fit on the Gatling gun. Choose your own adventure. You can get your use out of these 4 right here. Then we get 2 smoke effect pieces. They look like something else. They look like something else I've seen before, maybe in school once upon a time. But we do got some smoke effect pieces here. Got 2 of those. Once again, you can plug these in wherever you want on the figure. Always nice to have options, though. Speaking of options and lack of options, though, no extra hands with this one. So you got 2 Fists of Fury, and you better be happy with it. That's what I'm going to say. Now, you do get the big Gatling gun. You can stick it up on his shoulders. You can choose your own adventure here. Does turn if you need it to. Just plugs in very easily, and then you can use any of these effect pieces on here if you want to. So you got options once again. And then you got the big missile launchers that also can fit up here for him. You can have them just like they are, or like I said, you can put some effect pieces on them. And we got these 2 big effect pieces, which I feel like we've seen these before. Am I dreaming that? I feel like we had these with somebody, probably Iron Man somewhere along the way. But you do get this effect piece, and then they just slide right over the top on here. So you can have them on if you want them full on battle, or you can have them off if you want them just kind of standing at the ready. But you got some choices to make with this one. You want the long one, the short one, both versions. Choose your own Punisher Hulkbuster Armor Adventure. But looking pretty good. You got the yellow bullets on the end. Looking like he's ready to party. But now we're going to dive into Frank Castle. We're going to dive into the Punisher. And he's a big, heavy boy, as I did say. Very cool color scheme. Now, say what you want about Iron Man. I like his Kansas City Chiefs colors. They're cool for what they are. But I'm an Oakland Raiders guy here. I'm representing the Oakland A's. Yeah, I know neither team's in Oakland, but in my brain, they still are. In this basement, in this toy collection room, they are. They're still in Oakland. The Raiders are still there, and the Oakland A's are still there. I'm not going to hear any different. But Oakland Raiders all day over here. The silver and black attack. Looking mean, looking menacing. Looks like he'd beat the Hulkbuster armor from Iron Man very easily with this one. But looks really good. It does look a little goofy to me, though, with the head. I'm so used to the big, like, huge head for Iron Man that this little head on this gigantic body looks really crazy to me. It looks really crazy. Reminds me of Rick and Morty when that mecha suit with the dog, what was that dog's name? It reminds me of that. That's kind of how it looks here. This looks a little crazy. But I do like the Frank Castle head here. It's a guy that's seen a thing or two, or at least with one eye he has left. He's been seeing some stuff, but it's like a battle damaged Frank Castle head. Cool thing is you can swap this head around. This head is removable if you want it to be. And you can put this on a different Punisher figure, and we'll do that in the glamour shots, and we'll compare it to another Punisher as well. You get the full-on armor head, and to me, when I'm displaying this, I should say, I'm probably going to use this head. I prefer this head's looks, but with this, it looks more complete to me. This looks like he needs to put his helmet on if he's going into battle. It is a very small helmet. Very plain. You got a little antenna on the top so he can be radioed into. But it does look good, and I do like that we have the option because I love this head. It just looks so goofy on this huge body, and that's personal preference. I'm probably going to end up using this one here. Is going to be my plan. Now, as I said, you connect the weapons up here on the top. Looking very nice. They do move, so you got the rotating right here, and same thing. You put these on here. You can get a little effect piece if you want. A little noise action. It's a little noise maker. They're great for parties too. You're having a party. A quinceañera, maybe Todd McFarlane. Who knows what people are up to on this fine weekend. Who knows? But you can't put that there. They can go down. So you do get some movability on that one if you want to. As I talked about here, you got the silver black attack and silver black attack, more like it. But you got that beautiful big Punisher logo right there in the chest. Absolutely love that. A hallmark. I see that. I say, oh, Punisher. My ears perk up immediately. Looking very good. And then the silver highlights across the black outfit look really nice. Looks very mech style. Looks very, of course, mechanical. It needs to be. It's a Hulkbuster armor, but does look very, very nice. I love the little dashes of red in the joint there. Looking very good. You get the big shoulder guards up there on the top. Looking very nice. And then it's very much a mechanical, huge, big chunk of plastic robot style here. Now, his arms do go all the way around. I do like you don't have to fight with the shoulder pieces. It's all connected there, so that is nice. You do get a very nice smooth bicep cut on him. Single jointed elbows. He's not Spider-Man at the end of the day. Fist of Fury, as we did mention. Now, he does got the cannons right here you can fire off. And then, as I said earlier, I believe these do fit in here. Yep. So you can place some of those effect pieces in here if you want to give them a little extra dash of pizzazz if you want to. So I do like to see that. We do get the head, which is removable. Back, forth, side to side, up and down. Very hard to get this head off. Let's see. There we go. Just pulled it off very easily there. I'm going to stick this on just for now. Oof. A little tough to get on there, but I don't hate that. There we go. Pop that in. Still looks small, but completes the picture a little bit better for me. This head, though, very nice for Frank Castle. I do like that. You do get the hula hoop up top. No traditional waist on this one. You got the Hulkbuster splits if you need it. The leg goes up for the big boot, more like the kick to the nuts, or I guess kick to the face, depending on the size of the character. Single jointed knees, looking very nice. Good movement out of those. I will say the articulation is very smooth on these. There's actually a little extra articulation in these knees than we're used to. Big old shin guards on this one here. Makes Mike Piazza blush. Of course, this looks like Mike Piazza's standard issue when he was on the Oakland A's. A lot of people don't remember Mike Piazza on the A's, but he was. He was. Looking good there. You do get side to side of the thigh cut. I did miss that. Foot, back, forth, side to side. Big feet on him. Obviously not going to need a ringside stand with him. No port pieces or anything like that on the feet for this. But he just stands just fine on his own. Just fine on his own. A big bruiser. Another Hulkbuster armor here in the collection. And if I remember correctly, there's a lot of newness to this one that we didn't get with some of the others. I should mention you got dings and dents on here. This thing's not just brand new. This has been used in battle a time or two, but does look really good. But I do got the Hulkbuster here. Now you can kind of see the differences between the two here. Looking very nice. What year was this? I guess 2024 it does say. So not a lot of reuse. I thought there was going to be a lot of reuse between these, but barely any reuse at all. So that is something to take note of here. That's very cool. And you can have these guys square off, get Red Hulk, of course. You can square off with Red Hulk. There's a lot of options with this bad boy here. Obviously, it's after my time reading Punisher War Journal and stuff as a kid. But apparently, you know, Punisher's doing some big things in a big outfit once upon a time here today. Now, the last Punisher we got, an all-timer of a figure. Absolutely love this Punisher figure. Really love this one. And the cool thing is, head is removable on this. You can stick this head over here if you want a little bit more gritty version of the Punisher for whatever reason. You got some options, and then you can move this head over here if you want to. So if you're one of those people who likes to plug and play, move your stuff around, you can easily do that. And man, I don't know. I usually don't like to mix things up and do a little of that stuff. It just doesn't work in my head. But man, I do like this Punisher. And we recently got that Game Reverse Punisher 2-pack with Nick Fury. You can also grab that one and mix the heads around if you want to. So there's a lot of options if you're wanting to customize a Punisher. But the Punisher will always be a favorite of mine as a little kid. Kind of an anti-hero, as we do know. But when I was a little kid, I read a lot of superhero comics. And the Punisher was one of the first real gritty, no superpowers comics I ever read. So he was always special to me. And I couldn't believe what I was reading. This guy's just shooting everybody, fighting with everybody. And then his battles with Daredevil back in the Frank Miller run was something else. So I've been a Punisher fan ever since. But yes, Todd, you're exactly right. What kind of fan am I if I've never watched his Netflix series? I've never watched the Disney series. I never watched any of it. I can't believe it. I've never found the time in my excuse. I live a very busy life, Todd McFarlane. It's way too busy. It would make most people throw up if they knew how busy I was. And it's never good to throw up, unless you got the puke bucket, of course. But I need to get around to watching those. I hope one of these days I can do that. I don't know when, but I would really, really like to. Maybe one day in the future. Future Kyle problem, something like that. But I am here for all the Punisher Marvel Legend figures and this Hulkbuster armor one. Chef's kiss, pretty darn fun. Not as fun as this one, but still very, very fun. So how about that? But what's your thoughts on the Hulkbuster armor? You picked this one up. You need this one in your collection. You thinking to yourself, what the heck is this? I don't need this. Let me know in the comments down below. You made it this far. Don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channels. 2 YouTube channels with content every single day. Plenty of stuff to keep you busy. Appreciate the support over there. SirPaul64 on the X, _Kyle_Peterson on Threads, Instagram, TikTok, and The Kyle Peterson Show at gmail.com, which is the name of my podcast, The Kyle Peterson Show. Available wherever podcasts are found with videocast on YouTube. So for Frank Castle, the Punisher, in his Hulkbuster armor, I'm Kyle. See you guys all real soon.
Are we gonna dance or are we gonna play? We're going to